What's up and welcome back to another video. I've been working on some projects. I just installed these shelves and I had an idea, a fairly unconventional idea for how to do an overhead shooting rig utilizing them. I've never seen anybody do it this way and I certainly haven't done it myself, so let's give it a go and see how it works. Alright, so let's check out some of the stuff that we need to make this work. Really the thing that is going to be the most uncommon that is part of this project is this little threaded insert here. So what this does, it has got 1/4-20 threads on the inside and really heavy wood gripping threads on the outside. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill a couple holes in these brand new shelves. It pains me to do so, but we're gonna drill a couple holes in them, screw these into it, and then it'll give us a standard 1/4-20 thread to mount stuff to. This here is what we're gonna be mounting to it. So in the camera industry, there are 15mm rods that you can build camera rigs on to support your lenses and your follow focus and your monitors and all kinds of different stuff. Here's a few images of examples of these 15mm rods being utilized to build different camera rigs. So that's what these holes are for. These holes actually clamp down onto those 15mm rods and hold them nice and tight. So we are going to be bolting through these holes here to the shelf via the threaded adapters that we put into the shelf. So once this is mounted on the shelf, we'll then slide our 15mm rod in there. I've got two 15mm rods for stability. Then on the end, we're going to put another one of these brackets, and it has got more 1/4-20 holes for us to mount camera accessories to. So let's see how this goes. You can get these threaded inserts here at Lowe's. You can buy them in 2 packs. And on the package, it'll tell you the drill size you need for that. So you need to make sure you've got that drill bit on hand. So let's go ahead and pull this shelf down. I actually have not finished installing these shelves all the way, so they just pull off the wall. Man, it's a beautiful piece of wood, isn't it? Let's drill some holes in it. Okay, before we go any further, I just want to make it perfectly clear that I am not saying that this is the best way of doing this, but it is the way I'm going to do it. So just watch, and if you learn anything, that's awesome. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure the center of this shelf here. I'm going to put blue tape down to prevent chip out and blowout when I drill these holes. That way I don't mess up my nice new finish. So this is just going to be mounted on there just like that. This is the back of the shelf, by the way. We're going to mount this 2 inches off the back. Alright, so now this is my halfway point. This is 2 inches. I'm going to mark this with a pen as best I can. Okay, so this is the final drill bit size that we're going to be using here. I've got these 2 other smaller ones. I'm going to start with the smallest here to try and get the truest starting point and hopefully get it lined up before we drill the final size hole. Alright, let's check to make sure we look pretty good. That there is about as good as I could ask for. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill the bigger holes. That looks ridiculous, doesn't it? The drill bit's as big as the drill is. Let's peel the tape off and see how bad the blowout is. Not too bad. I'm okay with that. Right now comes the part that really moves this into the camera realm, and that is introducing our 1/4-20 threads into the equation. So these thread inserts that I have are actually hex head, so I have got an Allen wrench here to drive them in with. Some of them come with flat drives and some of them come with different specialty drives, but you just get them started. Try and keep them as straight as possible with a good amount of downforce. Alright, now let's see about getting the brackets put on it. So these actually ratchet to an extent, so I don't have to worry about being able to turn these all the way underneath it. I just pull this out and can ratchet it back, so I don't have to worry about getting clearance underneath it when this is mounted flat. So the screws went in. I'm not sure it's exactly lined up right, but that should be fine. We can just fix that with the camera later. So now it's snugged down really good, and that's not going anywhere. All right, so let's put this bad boy back up and see how this works. right. And now for the rods. Again, once this shelf is completely installed, it'll be a little bit more stable. So now we can go ahead and put this other bracket on. I'm also going to use just a generic ball head off of a random tripod that I had. And you can actually use the same hardware that we bolted the bracket to the shelf with to bolt your ball head onto the bracket. Now we just slide this onto our rods. And we have got an overhead shooting rig that will be better stabilized once I finish installing the shelf. So there is still a little bit of a gap right here, and I'm going to just slip a piece of 1/4-inch wood underneath that for now to help stabilize the cantilever there. But I think this should work. So I'm just going to start off with the Sony RX100 here and see how it does. And well, there you have it, a overhead shooting rig. It's ultra compact. To take it off, we just loosen these bad boys right here. And the whole thing comes out, and I can store it in a closet, put something on that shelf in front of that bracket. I'll be ready to slip this thing back into place whenever I want to do overhead shooting, and that's all it is. It's super tiny. I can take this bracket off and even store all the parts in a drawer, have it be completely out of the way, no extra tripods, no extra booms. It's just super tiny. Super convenient. I mean, that's awesome. So I'll be able to shoot down on this table here with any camera that I want to mount here. We'll see how much weight I'll be able to put on this thing. I'm going to be sure to reinforce this shelf really well. But let's go ahead and cut to some pictures and videos shot with this setup here. Well, hopefully you guys liked this video. I don't know how many of you guys will be able to utilize something like this, but if you can, that's good. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried something similar or if you plan on doing this yourself. Everything that I used here, I'm gonna link down below. I got all of it on Amazon pretty much. And also let me know what you guys think of the footage and the pictures that I got from it. If you like this video, give it a like. If you wanna see more stuff like this, let me know. Also subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.